So he got to be associated with somebody named George. And as a homonym, he says name is Oliver North. This is what they telling me. Now, I got to make the Oliver North connection to 1984. And I also have to make the George connection to 1984, because this is going to identify the death march that was waged against us for the coup de grace, and I'm going to have to show you the coup de grace. So the George, so we go back to Rex 84, and we pull the actual Wikipedia study up, and they give you the history of the document. The actual document is a PDF. So, Portia, if you don't mind, can you post the PDF to Rex84 in the comment section so that the people can get it themselves? Now, the Rex84 program, the first thing we want to know is, who was it written by? Look right here. Look right here. Colonel North. That's Oliver North. So now we got to hit that I was right, because remember the word was naval. He a colonel, which makes him a Navy man, right? And then when you put it with the or, it gives you the homonym, and it sounds like he's saying Oliver North. But he not, but it sounds like it. Using the mirror, this is who he identified. But now what's the George Bush connection to this document? We're going to get to that in a minute. But we're going to first deal with this. And we're going to say, what is this document, Rex 84? We already read what it is, but let's get a little deeper into it. Existence of a master military contingent plans of Rex 84 was a part, garden plot, and a similar exercise, lantern spike, were originally revealed by journalist Ron Ridenour, who summarized his findings in an article, Counter Spy. Now, from reading it with the eyes of a master, what this is telling me is about a master plan for a takeover of the world. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Let's see what the garden plot is. Department of Defense Civil Disturbance Plan, also known by its cryptonym garden plot. Cryptonym means that this right here is an anagram, and you have to put it into an anagram finder to find out what is it saying. See this word right here? Cryptogram means that this word right here has a code encrypted in it. So how do you find the code? You go to it, you copy it. Right? You go to Operation Garden Plot. You copy the word. Right? Copy. Then you go open you a page. You go into the search engine. Right? And you put in anagram finder. Right? This is going to unravel you all of the different shuffles of the word or phrase that you put in it. You go here, and then I'm just going to click on the first one because I don't feel like going through trying to read and find out which one is best. And then you go here. Now remember, I already copied it, so you paste it. Go to paste. See it? Garden plot. Now, you hit enter. Now, it's pull up a series of words. Now you can see you got 9-letter word says God parent. The 9-letter word is God parent. Right? That right there. When you see the word God come up, that is critical, right? This is critical in what they're talking about in secret societies. Godparent mean blood ties. It got not blood as in relatives, blood oaths. So we see it's a 9-letter word, right? But here's what you're not seeing. It's read wrong. You see this? This is a shield, right? Then this becomes an upside down anagram. and this becomes an upside down anagram. But this L is a 7, and that makes this upside down be a 6. So now, I gotta flip this S, right, which is an imposter. I gotta flip this S to this 6 to discover who he is, right? Now, you got all these other ones in there. You can look them all up, what it is. I'm gonna go back to the original thing. So we know I'm gonna settle on godparent as the primary research for several reasons. One is it came up as the first and sole 9-letter shuffling of all of the words, godparent. So that means there's some kind of blood oath ties going on here. Somebody is related to somebody. Now let's go back to the document and see what the document is. All right, Operation Garden Plot also was a U.S. Army National Guard plan to respond to major domestic civil disturbance within the United States. That plan was developed in response to the civil disorders of the 1960s and fell under the control of, look, you can't make this shit up. U.S. Northern Command, Northcom, right? Now look, you see what right here how I got it in the anagram? This is also an anagram. Why is it an anagram? Because right here, it already told you that all of these are going to be cryptonyms. So what do? You go here to Northcom, you click on it, it come up. It's a long and tangled road. This is going to be a long road we travel tonight. So I hope we can hang in there because I don't even know if I brought my phone charger down. We're going to go to my phone die, and then we're going to go to a part 2. And I got a lot of fucking juice. I got 90%. So we revved up for the show. I'm going to show and prove. Because Elijah Muhammad said, show and prove. The Holy Quran say, bring your facts if you are truthful. If I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born, I got to be able to show you what I'm talking about, show you where to get the document from, and then let you follow your own soul to salvation when you see these imposters bubble up out of their own confession. The rule is they have to give you the right to discover it. I'm showing you I discovered the deception and I'm pulling the veil off Mother Isis. I'm exposing the man behind the curtain known as the Pope Francis. I'm revealing this by showing you the mirrors I'm using to unravel their grand scheme. So here we go. I go here, and I go right up here the same way I did last time to find out what this anagram is. I copy this, but before I go to my next unravel that, I go back. Because if I stay on that page, I continue moving forward before we understand what Operation Garden Plot is all about, right? So I go back to my anagram solver. I go in there, right click, paste, scramble. What we come up with. Let's see what it do. This is dealing with time. Everything is coming up as homonyms for chronos, right? So that's telling us that there's a time limit in this paperwork. They laying their time limits down. 1984 is when the time limit's being laid down. Now look, we're talking about readiness exercise 1984. Look what date pops up out of the blue. We're not even talking about this. Why is this popping up in 1984 out of North Command, right? These are the questions that we ask when we're trying to unravel the dirt. We ask those type of questions. But we're not going to deal with 9/11 until later. Because 9/11 was the coup de grace. That was the third knock that they was about to try to take over. And we're going to go through each one of those and give you the references for it. Once I explain to you the rule, you understand how they was communicating and how I was watching it as it was unfolding from behind the scenes. so I can come out and expose this bullshit to y'all so we can run these imposters the fuck up out of here. Outlaws in this bitch. Morpheus the General, the bitch nigga cleanser, about to be in this motherfucker like Adolf fucking Hitler. Black paperclip, motherfucker. We about to get this shit in. Now, we go on from Northcom and say it provided federal military and law enforcement assistance. Now look what came up. Law enforcement. Now we dealing with the police. Now we dealing with the, y'all see it, the police is involved in Operation Garden Plot along with federal military, right, out of North Command. That's what this is telling us, right? So what we seeing people getting shot in the street, y'all, this is a military move. It's telling you right here, in their own shit. Now, Portia, go into this page, pull up the Operation Garden Plot actual document, and post the PDF in the link so that people can read the actual document for themselves. Look what else come up. Homeland Security. That's suspicious when we in 1984, and this coming out that Garden Plot is part of that out of North Command. These is too many things adding up. There's too many points of contact with a Bush, a George Bush, right? A Garden Plot is telling you right there who's behind it. A Bush. It's a plot. It's a garden plot by Bush, by that old wrinkled up motherfucker that we executed for being the motherfucking monster he was, drinking baby blood, sex trafficking little kids, running a rape campaign, prostitution rings, the largest drug cartel in the history of the world. When I get done with this, y'all gonna see why Ricky Ross is owed a whole lot of money by the federal government. Y'all gonna see why Harry-O out of California is owed a whole lot of money by the federal government. When I get done with this, y'all gonna see how Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford was entrapped by the government for trying to defend the people against the tyranny of government. I'm going to show you in the Constitution where you're supposed to take up arms in the face of tyranny of government as a citizen of the United States. Right? Now, I'm going to show you why Larry Hoover should be released from prison. I'm going to show you why Malik Angel Bay should be released from prison. I'm going to show you exactly what they was doing and exactly what they was telling you about the government plot, the garden plot, the Bush plot. It's telling you right here this is them talking to each other, talking over y'all head. They never thought that a nigga, a gang-banging motherfucker, walking the underbellies of society with pimps, prostitutes, hoes, crackheads, drug addicts, will ever figure this bullshit out and tell this shit to y'all, walk you through it step by step. I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born. I'm about to show y'all this shit. I'm about to expose all these motherfuckers for who they is. I'm finna show y'all how they been trapping up our leadership. It's how they said George Washington here in America. You've been deceived. I'm here to break the deception. I'm here to reveal once and for all the truth. Not just reveal the truth. I am the crown prince of heaven and earth. I will be crowned king of kings and lord of lords. So this is to give the white people their chance to shine under the code of righteousness. Now, we talked about the Templars, and we have to go to your Rosicrucians, your Freemasons, Blue Lodge, your Red Lodge, your Scottish Rite, your York Rite. We have to go to your ancient nobles of the ancient Arab nobles of the mystic shrine, your Shriners. We have to go to them as well and give them the opportunity to send somebody to talk. to determine if the widow's son is raised. Because I am prepared to tell them in detail the who, what, when, where, and how the widow's son was raised. So, it's the white people's turn to join the ranks of the righteous. Now, discretion has been given to the one declared righteous by heaven and earth to move according to his skill of professionalism and leadership. Personally, I would have been moved, but he doing it according to the order, so that I can come now to get a white people the chance to show they can be righteous under the code of righteousness, what we in ancient Kemet or Egypt called mat, which is the balancing of the heart against the feather. Have you cleansed your transgressions sufficiently enough to be able to ascend, to earn your right to eternal life? Because that's where we go from here. Anything that don't go to eternal life is going to be vaporized. Now, there has been several people already condemned because there was no redemption for them. So tell them, if they turn, they up the bat. They can send who they want to send and ask what they want to ask. I'm here. Look like somebody want to ask a question. I need to do that. So I'm going to scroll down just in case we got any questions for me to answer. And we going to see, because on my page I tagged and showed what we call conscious white people. The reason I've been showing conscious white people is because in the process of the resurrection, they had to develop and show that they could develop, after the attainment of the one drop of blood, they can develop a sense of righteousness and still appear to be white. And so now, this is why they get their turn to bat. They get to see. White people, y'all get to see if y'all can step up to the plate. Now, I already know what y'all gonna do, because it's been proven that when it's time to get what y'all got coming, y'all always been front and center. And so, the funny part about it is y'all didn't catch the deception because it was in plain sight the whole time. The same as black people didn't catch the deception, and it's been in plain sight. It's just that the story was told by the victors, and the victors told the story in the manner that oppresses you the most. In other words, they told you the story at an angle. Now, you're looking at the same story as it happened, but they tell it to you, and then they tell you to view it like this. We won, therefore you should do what I tell you to. You never investigated what happened to determine who won the war. So they told you that the North and the South was fighting for the liberation of Africans in bondage. It's absolutely a crock of crap. The North and the South was fighting about money, because the North was still under the control of the crown, under King George III. And the North did not want the independent nation states that were promised to the 13 colonies to flourish. So they wanted to stomp them out because the king felt humiliated. And so they used deception. They just given the same formula that Rome has used over the millennium. If you follow the history, it becomes self-explanatory. Rome has been given the same thing over and over. They did it with the Huns. They did it with those in every area they conquered. Then, now watch how Rome tricked all of y'all. They told you the Holy Roman Empire failed. But still, you are under the control of the Vatican. I have to kick the Pope out. He already know. He's already told you who he was, and if y'all don't adhere to my words, what he was going to do. Now, he's telling y'all the mark of the beast is the implementation of the Sunday Sabbath. That's not the mark of the beast. That is deception. He's telling you that to identify himself as a beast. He has to go. The mark of the beast is money. You cannot buy nor sell without money. It's the only thing you cannot buy or sell without is money. Whether it's in card form or cash form is irrelevant. And this is why they tell you in your biblical New Testament you cannot worship mammon and God. The money is the distracting tool to allow you to become corrupted in your pursuit of wealth that you neglect.